Hello everyone, welcome to D Unbound Gaming, and today we're going to continue with Chapter 4, the Druids Arise, of our Night Elf campaign. 2 days later, deep in the Winter Spring Valley.
It has been 1,000 years since I last looked upon you, Tyrande. I thought of you every moment I roamed through the Emerald Dream.
My heart rejoices to see you again, my love. But I would not have awakened you unless the need was urgent.
In the dream, I felt our land being corrupted, just as if it were my own body. You were right to awaken me.
The Burning Legion has returned. Cenarius is dead, and Outlanders roam freely through our most sacred vales.
As was foretold. No doubt Archimonde will make his way to Hyjal Summit and attack the World Tree. If he succeeds in draining the tree's energies, this world will be doomed.
My only thought was to awaken you and the rest of the Druids. The Druids of the Talon reside within the Barrow Dens at the end of this valley. If we can reach them, we may have a chance to stop Archimonde and his demons.
That did it, boys! We've driven them off! Let's regroup back at the base and tend to our wounded.
So, the Outlanders battle against the undead as well. They could prove to be powerful allies against Archimonde and his ilk.
They are mongrels and nothing more. They are responsible for Cenarius' death. I will be damned before I stand with them.
Perhaps you are right, my love. We will establish our new settlement here. Keep your sentries alert. I doubt that we have seen the last of the Outlanders or the undead.
The goddess calls. So be it. As the goddess wills. By Elune. Triot may not root them. Immediately. As the goddess wills.
Something is amiss.
By Elun.
Your building is complete.
Immediately. So be it. As the goddess wills. By Elun. Immediately. So be it.
Insufficient gold.
As the goddess wills. By Elun.
I stand ready.
Immediately. By Elun. So be it. As the goddess wills. Immediately.
Our gold mine is running low.
So be it. Our resources are depleting fast. We must find another gold mine and muster our forces. Only then will we be able to reach the Barrow Dens.
Goddess, light my path.
By Elun. As the goddess wills. Immediately. As the goddess wills. So be it.
Make it fast.
By Elun.
What threatens these lands?
Immediately. As the goddess wills.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
For Kalimdor. So be it. By Elun.
On your mark.
Immediately. By Elun. As the goddess wills. So be it. Wait! I know those furbolgs. They escaped from Ashenvale when the corruption started to spread.
Perhaps they did not escape the corruption after all.
So be it.
In position.
Ah, the great outdoors.
The land and I are one. For Kalimdor. Ashtherodalado.
Our gold mine has collapsed.
I've never seen the creature so aggressive before.
Then I will put an end to their curse. Undo Falador!
Ah, the great outdoors.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated.
Ashrathoraman. Immediately. By Elune. As the goddess wills. By Elune.
What threatens these lands? Anudora.
The goddess calls. Someone threatens the wilds. Anudora! Immediately. As the goddess wills. In the name of Cenarius.
Something is amiss.
So be it. In the name of Cenarius. Your building is complete. As the goddess wills.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Immediately. By Elune.
The land and I are one.
The goddess calls.
Something is amiss.
Our gold mine is running low.
What threatens these lands?
Someone threatens the wild. Okalamdor. Anudora. Hinduli Retha. I heed the voice of Elune. Ashrathoraman. So be it. By Elune.
Has sleep dulled my senses? It shall be done.
The goddess calls. As the goddess wills.
Our sacred grove is being desecrated. Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of Elune.
The land and I are one.
Someone threatens the wild. So be it. The goddess calls.
Has sleep
Goddess, light
dulled my
my
senses?
passions.
Changed, Tyrande. There is little mercy left in you.
Long ago I swore to protect this land. I never had the luxury of sleeping through times of great peril.
If your endless vigil has hardened you, my love, it must be part of your goddess's plan.
The goddess calls. I heed the voice of Elune. Someone threatens the wilds. Ashrathoraman. Ashrathoraman.
There is danger ahead, priestess. You must proceed with caution.
Someone threatens the wilds. I heed the voice of Elune.
Our gold mine has collapsed.
I stand ready.
Someone threatens the wilds. The
Our
goddess
warriors
calls.
have engaged the enemy.
Great outdoors.
I heed the voice of Elune. Ashra Thoraman.
The land and I are one.
Someone
Goddess,
threatens the
light
wilds.
my path.
Is amiss. For Kalimdor,
The goddess calls. I heed the voice of Elune.
what threatens these lands?
Ashra Thoraman. So be it.
Something is amiss.
I heed the voice of Elune.
What threatens these lands? It shall be done.
Ashra Thoraman. The goddess calls.
The land and I are one.
Someone threatens the
As
wilds.
sleep dulled my senses. Something is amiss.
The goddess calls. Ashra
The land
Thoraman.
and I are one. How dare you!
I heed the voice of Elune. Someone threatens the wilds.
Our warriors
heed
have
the voice
engaged
of
the
Elune.
enemy.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
I stand ready.
Ashra Thoraman.
What threatens these lands? Ashtenodon,
Great outdoors.
something is amiss.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Goddess,
more
light
moon.
my path.
The goddess calls.
What threatens these lands?
I heed the voice of Elune. Ashra Thoraman.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
The goddess calls.
The land and I
Someone
are one.
threatens the wilds. I heed the voice of Elune.
The great outdoors.
What is nature's
Speak
call?
your
mind.
Point the way.
The goddess calls. Ashra Thoraman. Someone threatens the wilds. I heed the voice of Elune. Ashra Thoraman. Someone threatens the wild. The goddess calls.
In the name of Cenarius.
Be careful, priestess. These woods are overrun by the dead. Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
The goddess calls. Someone threatens the wilds. As the goddess wills.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Ashrathoraman. I heed the voice of Elun. Ashrathoraman.
Something is amiss.
I heed the voice of Elun. Someone
The
threatens the
land
wilds.
and I are one. Anudora.
Ashrathoraman.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy. Our warriors have engaged the enemy. Create
The
more
goddess
moon.
calls.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Someone threatens the wilds. I heed the voice of
The
Elun.
land and I are one.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Something is
The
amiss.
goddess
Stand
calls.
ready.
Our warriors have engaged
These
the enemy.
lands.
Create more moonwells. Our gold mine is running low. Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of Elun. Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wild.
Has sleep dulled my senses? Anudora.
The goddess calls.
The land and I
I
are
heed
one.
the voice of
Our
Elun.
sacred grove is being desecrated.
Ashrathoraman.
Waiting on you.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Ashrathoraman.
Your building is complete.
I heed the voice of Elun.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Someone threatens the wild.
What threatens these lands?
The goddess calls. Ashrathoraman.
Your move.
Goddess, light
I
my
heed
path.
the voice of Elun. The goddess calls.
Something is amiss.
Someone threatens the wilds. Ashrathoraman. As the goddess wills.
The land and I are one.
Your building
goddess
is
calls.
complete.
Something is amiss.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Someone threatens the wilds.
I am sworn to avenge.
I heed the voice of Elun. By Elun.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Ashrathoraman.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of Elun.
What threatens these lands? What threatens these lands?
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
The land and I are one.
Someone threatens the wild.
Goddess, light my path.
The goddess calls.
Ah, the great outdoors.
As sleep dulled
Our
my
warriors
senses.
have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of a loon.
Our gold mine has
Something is
collapsed.
amiss.
I stand ready.
Someone threatens the wild.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Hopefully the land will heal itself of this cursed blight. We should get moving. The barrow dens lie within the valley just ahead of us. Ashrathoraman.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Ashrathoraman.
Ah, the great outdoors.
The goddess calls. No! The outpost has been corrupted, and the Treants have been driven mad. They do not deserve this cruel fate.
Come no further, weakling. Lord Tichondrius commanded us to kill anyone attempting to enter this place, and we shall.
Pathetic wretches. It pains me that you once called yourselves night elves.
Our warriors have engaged the
Someone
enemy.
threatens the wilds. So be it.
What threatens
I
these
heed the voice
lands?
of a loon.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy. Ah, the great outdoors.
I heed the voice of a loon. The goddess calls. Ashrathoraman.
Our warriors
Someone
have
threatens
engaged
the
the
wilds.
enemy. Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of a loon.
Our warriors have
Someone
engaged the
threatens the
enemy.
wilds. Immediately. Ashrathoraman. The goddess calls. So be it.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
Someone threatens the wilds. By a loon.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
As the goddess wills. Immediately.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
The goddess calls. So be it. Ashrathoraman. I heed the voice of a loon. The goddess calls. Someone threatens the wilds. Ashrathoraman. By a loon. I I heed the voice of Elune.
Our warriors have engaged the
Someone
enemy.
threatens the wild. Immediately.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy. Treant may not root there. Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
As the goddess wills.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
I heed the voice of Elune. The goddess calls. The goddess calls. Someone threatens the wilds, as the goddess wills.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Your building is complete.
Ashrathoraman.
Something
I
is
heed the
amiss.
voice of Elune.
Ah,
I
the
heed the
great
voice of Elune.
outdoors.
Someone threatens the wilds. The goddess calls. So be it. Ashrathoraman. Ashrathoraman.
Ah,
goddess
the great
calls.
outdoors.
Is there trouble?
Someone threatens the wilds. By Elune. I heed the voice of Elune.
Ah, the great outdoors. Hi.
I heed the voice of Elune. Ashrathoraman. Immediately. As the goddess wills. Immediately.
Ah, the
So
great
be it.
outdoors.
By Elune.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
The goddess calls.
The land
Goddess,
I
light my
want.
path.
Someone threatens the wild.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Someone threatens the wild. Immediately. As the goddess wills. So be it.
Goddess,
I heed
light
the
my
voice of
path.
Elune. Ashrathoraman. The goddess calls.
Ah, the great outdoors.
I heed the voice
What is
of
nature's
Elune.
call?
Ashrathoraman. By Elune,
I stand ready.
as the goddess wills. By Elune.
The land on high. It shall
Ah,
be done.
the great
I stand
outdoors.
ready.
Someone threatens the wild. The goddess calls. The
I
goddess
stand ready.
calls. Immediately.
Our champion has fallen.
Ashrathoraman. So be it. Someone threatens the wild. Immediately. By Elune.
Are we
Ah,
being
the
invaded?
great
I heed the voice of
outdoors.
Elune.
Goddess,
so be it.
light my path.
Ashrathoraman.
Standing guard.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Ah,
heed the
the
voice
great
of Elune.
outdoors. Hi.
The goddess calls, as the goddess wills. Ashrathoraman. I heed the voice of Elune.
Ah, the great outdoors.
The goddess calls. Someone
Is there
threatens
trouble?
the wilds. I heed the voice of Elune.
Research finished.
Ashrathoraman.
Something is amiss.
The goddess calls.
Ah, the great outdoors.
Someone threatens the wilds. Someone threatens the wilds.
Our gold mine is running
I heed
low.
the voice of Elune. The goddess calls. Ashrathoraman. By Elune. So be it.
Okalamdor.
As the goddess wills. Immediately. As the goddess wills.
Research finished.
Okalamdor. In the name of Cenarius. Anudora.
Immediately. So be it. The goddess
Are
calls.
we being invaded? Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
By
I
Elune.
stand ready.
Hinduli Rata. So be it. Immediately.
Research finished. Goddess, light my path.
By Elune. As the goddess wills. Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wilds. As the goddess wills. I heed the voice of Elune.
Bring Malfurion to the Barrow Dance. Quest completed.
Goddess like my
Come forth, Druids of the Talon. Let the storm crows fly once again upon the winds of war. Ishnu Allah, my brethren. Kalimdor has need of your powers once again, for the hour of doom is at hand.
We are yours to command, Shundo Stormrage.
Now we must delve into the earth and rouse the ferocious Druids of the Claw from their slumber.
Nice. Chapter 5 Brothers in Blood. The next morning within the subterranean barrow deeps of Manhujal. I don't know the wrong pronunciation. I'm guessing it's Manhujal.
These barrow deeps have remained untouched for nearly 3,000 years. Still, there's no telling what creatures may have taken up residence after we sealed these tunnels shut.
There is nothing to fear in this place. The only enemy that has ever given me pause is now corrupting the lands above us. Let us be done with this business and get back to the surface.
Agreed. Just be careful. There is no telling how the Druids of the Claw will react to us after all this time.
Okay. Awaken Druids. Discover the location of the Barrow Deeps. Tyrande must survive. Malfurion must survive. Okay. Druid of the Talon. Powerful druid who can cast Fairy Fire and Cyclone.
Enlighten me.
Fairy Fire. Okay. Reduce the target enemy unit armor by 4 and gives vision of that unit. Okay.
The goddess calls.
Has sleep
Someone
dulled my
threatens
senses?
the wilds.
Where we go? Left or
I
right?
heed the voice of Elune.
Okay. We got some kobolds.
Ashrathoraman.
Let's get rid of them.
Has
Ashrathoraman.
sleep dulled my senses?
Someone threatens the wilds. The goddess calls. I heed the voice of Elune. The goddess calls. Ashrathoraman. I heed the voice of Elune. Someone threatens the wilds.
Something is amiss. For Kalimdor. These cave spiders are enormous.
I sense a strange darkness tainting them. They have been transformed by a great evil.
The land and I are one. It shall be done.
The goddess calls.
The land and I are one. For Kalimdor.
Someone threatens the wild.
Something is amiss.
Someone threatens the wild.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
The goddess calls.
Our warriors have engaged the enemy.
What threatens these lands? Something is amiss. Has sleep dulled my senses?
I heed the voice of Elune. I heed the voice of Elune. Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wilds? So be it. Immediately. By Elune. The goddess calls. As the goddess wills. Immediately. Someone threatens the wilds? The goddess calls. So be it. By Elune. I heed the voice of Elune. Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wilds? The goddess calls. Immediately.
The land and I are one.
I heed the voice of Elune. So be it. Ashrathoraman. By Elune. Someone threatens the wilds? Ashrathoraman. The goddess calls, as the goddess wills. I heed the voice of Elune. So be it. The goddess calls. Ashrathoraman. I heed the voice of Elune.
What threatens these lands? Ashtherodanador. Anudora. Ashtherodanador. The land and I are one. Anudora. It shall be done.
Someone threatens the wild?
Something is amiss. Pathetic wretches.
As the goddess wills.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Someone threatens the wilds? The goddess calls. Immediately, I heed the voice of Elune. By Elune, so be it. The goddess calls. By Elune.
What threatens these lands?
I heed the voice of Elune.
Something is amiss.
Ashrathoraman.
What threatens these lands? Has sleep dulled my senses? The land and I are one.
Someone threatens the wilds? Immediately.
The land and I
the
are
goddess
one.
Calls.
What threatens these lands? For Kalimdor. Ashtherodanador. Something is amiss.
Ashrathoraman.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Someone. Demon bile. This must be what cursed the spiders.
If the corruption can do this to these simple creatures, I dare not imagine what it could do to the beasts who live above.
We must put an end to this corruption, no matter the cost.
Sleep dulled my senses?
I heed the voice of Elune.
What threatens these lands?
Ashrathoraman. I heed the voice of Elune.
Something is amiss.
The goddess calls. Someone threatens the wild.
The land and I are one. Has sleep dulled my senses? What threatens these lands?
Ashrathoraman. The goddess calls.
Something is amiss. The land and I are one.
Someone threatens the wild. As the goddess wills.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Press the attack.
I heed the voice of Elune. By Elune.
What threatens these lands?
I heed the voice of Elune.
Thy bidding.
In position.
The goddess calls.
Something is amiss.
Standing
Ashrathoraman.
guard.
As the goddess wills.
The land and
Someone
I are
threatens the
one.
wilds. So be it. Someone threatens the wilds. The goddess calls.
Has sleep dulled my senses? It shall be done.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Something is amiss.
Ashrathoraman.
What threatens these lands? The land and I are one.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Something is amiss.
Someone threatens the wilds. Immediately.
Hey, we have side quests.
Old priestess, we need your help. Our shaman was bitten by a strange spider and has become deathly ill. Our tribesmen have run off, leaving us to fend for ourselves.
What would you have us do?
The waters of the nearby Fountain of Life can save him, but we dare not leave him in this state. If you can fill this vial with its waters and return it to us, our shaman's life will be saved.
If his wisdom will prevent you from turning feral like your tribesmen, I will gladly save your shaman. Ashrathoraman. The goddess calls. As the goddess wills.
Has sleep dulled my senses?
Ashrathoraman.
What threatens these lands? For Kalimdor,
The goddess calls.
the land and I are one. Anudora. Something is amiss.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Has sleep dulled my senses? Anudora.
Someone threatens the wilds. I heed the voice of Elune. Someone threatens the wilds.
The land and I are one. What threatens these lands? The land and I are one. Has sleep dulled my senses?
Ashrathoraman.
What threatens these lands?
The goddess calls. So be it.
Something is amiss.
I heed the voice of Elune. This must be the Fountain of Life. I need only place the vial in the fountain's waters.
What threatens
The
these
goddess
lands?
calls.
Something is amiss.
Someone threatens the wilds. Ashrathoraman. I heed the voice of
Has
Elune.
sleep dulled my senses?
Someone threatens the
The
wild.
land and I are one. For Kalimdor.
Elune be praised, priestess. Truthfully, we doubted that you'd return. Now our shaman has a chance.
Again, I must thank you for your help. Take this talisman. Should you require our aid, it will summon us to fight at your side.
Talisman of the Wild. This mystic stone summons a firebolt to fight for you. Contains 3 charges.
Ashrathoraman.
Okay, that's nice.
The goddess calls.
That's nice.
Ashrathoraman. Immediately.
Has sleep dulled my senses? It shall be done. Ashtherodanador.
Someone threatens the wilds. The goddess calls. The pathway cuts off to the south, but this doorway looks promising.
Oh no. How could I have forgotten?
What is behind this door that worries you, my love?
This door leads to Illidan's prison, Tyrande. We should go. Now.
Illidan? It's been 10,000 years. Could he still be alive? We should free him. He would be the perfect ally against the undead and their demon masters.
No, Tyrande. That beast must never be set free.
But he is your brother.
Be that as it may. He is far too dangerous. I forbid it.
Only the goddess may forbid me anything. I will free Illidan whether you like it or not.
The land and I are one.
Yeah.
Aludora.
What happened now?
Something is amiss. Ashtherodanador. What threatens these lands? For Kalimdor. What threatens these lands? Something is amiss. It shall be done. The land and I are one. Ashtherodanador. It shall be done. Anudora. Has sleep dulled my senses? Has sleep dulled my senses? What threatens these lands? The land and I are one. Something is amiss.
Let me pass. The Archdruid of the Moonglade demands passage.
Has sleep dulled my senses? For Kalimdor. What threatens these lands? It shall be done. The land and I are one. Something is amiss. Has sleep dulled my senses? Ashtherodanador. What threatens these lands? For Kalimdor.
Inventory is full.
The land and I are one.
What is nature's call?
Something is amiss. Anudora. Something is amiss. It shall be done. What threatens these lands? Has sleep dulled my senses? The land and I are one. Anudora. For Kalimdor. Ashtherodanador. Anudora.
Okay, let's go.
What threatens these lands? Has sleep dulled my senses? Something is amiss. Ashtherodanador. For Kalimdor. The land and I are one. It shall be done. What threatens these lands? Anudora.
Turn back. You are unworthy to bask in the Bear God's presence.
Bear gods? Ashtherodanador.
Ooh, nice.
Perhaps the creature was referring to the sleeping druids of the Claw. But why would he call them bear gods when they appear as I do? Has sleep dulled my senses? For Kalimdor. It shall be done. The land and I are one. Ashtherodanador. What threatens these lands? Something is amiss. The land and I are one. Anudora. Has sleep dulled my senses? The land and I are one. Foul spawn of Deathwing. I should have known that you loathsome beasts would take refuge within the flames of the earth. It shall be done. Something is amiss. For Kalimdor. Has sleep dulled my senses? Ashtherodanador. What threatens these lands?
Ah, the Druids of the Claw are awake already. Come, my brothers, we have much to do.
What in the... They have lost themselves to their animal aspects. They're mindless and feral.
In the Raven's name.
The horn's call might work, but it would reach only a few of them in this part of the cavern.
Okay. Bring Malpurian Stormage to the cave center circle of power.
What threatens these lands?
All druids of the claw must survive. Malpurian Stormage must survive. Oh my god.
Sleep dulled my senses. Something is amiss.
It has begun.
Has sleep dulled my senses? For Kalimdor. What threatens these lands? Anudora.
Out with it.
Something is amiss. The land and I are one. It shall be done.
I am prepared.
The land and I are one. Something is amiss. Has sleep dulled my senses? What threatens these lands? Ashtherodanador. For Kalimdor. It shall be done. Anudora. It shall be done. Something is amiss. Ashtherodanador. Anudora. Has sleep dulled my senses? What threatens these lands? The land and I are one. For Kalimdor. For Kalimdor. Anudora. It shall be done. Ashtherodanador. Ashtherodanador. Anudora. It shall be done.
Okay, that was easy. Main quest complete. Awaken Druids.
Shandow Stormrage. I don't know what came over us. It's been so long since we remembered who we were.
All is well, Theroshan. I have need of you and your mighty brethren once again. After these many ages, the Burning Legion has returned, and only our combined strength can drive them back.
Then we Druids of the Claw are yours to command, Shandow Stormrage.
I cannot go back.
Your quest is foolhardy. Even your goddess has condemned the one you seek to free.
I heed the voice of Elune. By Elune.
Okay. Locate Illidan's prison.
By Elune.
Make it fast.
Someone threatens the wilds. As the goddess wills. The goddess calls. Immediately. I heed the voice of Elune. Ashrathoraman.
Anudora.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Speak your mind.
Ashrathoraman. So be it. So be it. Hindulefa. Immediately.
In the name of Cenarius.
The goddess calls. I heed the voice of Elune. For Kalimdor. By Elune. As the goddess wills. The goddess calls. Ashrathoraman. I heed the voice of Elune. Someone threatens the wilds? Immediately. So be it, as the goddess wills. Induli Refa. Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wilds? For Kalimdor. The goddess calls. By Elune. So be it. Immediately. I heed the voice of Elune. I heed the voice of Elune. By Elune. As the goddess wills. Someone threatens the wilds? Ashrathoraman. The goddess calls. By Elune. Immediately. As the goddess wills. So be it. Anudora.
The goddess calls. As the goddess wills. Immediately. By Elune. Someone threatens the wilds? So be it. By Elune. So be it. As the goddess wills. Ashrathoraman. Immediately. As the goddess wills. I heed the voice of Elune.
Inventory is full.
So be it. By Elune. Immediately. The goddess calls. Immediately. Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wilds? I heed the voice of Elune. I heed the voice of Elune. So be it. By Elune. Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wilds? As the goddess wills. So be it. As the goddess wills. Immediately. By Elune. Immediately. By Elune. So be it. The goddess calls.
A cache of the Watcher's weapons. These should help us considerably.
I am sworn to avenge.
I heed the voice of Elune. Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wilds. The goddess calls. I heed the voice of Elune.
Death to the intruders.
As the goddess wills.
In the name of Cenarius.
As the goddess wills. By Elune. Ashrathoraman. Immediately. So be it. Someone threatens the wild. By Elune. The goddess calls. Immediately. As the goddess wills. So be it. Ashrathoraman. By Elune. Someone threatens the wilds. As the goddess wills. The goddess calls. So be it. Immediately. So be it. I heed the voice of Elune. By Elune.
In the name of Cenarius.
The goddess calls.
The treants move to block my path. Only a powerful druid could command such creatures.
Standing guard. Make it fast.
Ashrathoraman.
In position.
I heed the voice of Elune. As the goddess wills.
I am sworn to avenge.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Standing guard.
Ashrathoraman. The goddess calls.
In position.
Someone threatens the wilds. Immediately.
Make it fast.
I heed the voice of Elune.
Point the way. All too easy.
The goddess calls. Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wilds.
Speak your mind.
I heed the voice of Elune. By Elune. As the goddess wills. Immediately. The goddess calls. I heed the voice of Elune.
Standing guard.
Ashrathoraman. Someone threatens the wilds. Someone threatens the wilds.
In position.
The goddess calls. Ashrathoraman. So be it.
I am sworn to avenge.
I heed the voice of Elune. By Elune. Immediately.
Someone threatens the wilds.
Make it fast.
I heed the voice of Elune. So be it. As the goddess wills. The goddess calls. As the goddess
Speak
wills.
your mind.
Ashakoraman. Someone threatens
Make it
the wilds.
fast. Stand and go.
The goddess calls. By Elune. Immediately. So be it.
Hold, priestess. This place is forbidden, even to one such as you. There is a terrible evil here that must remain chained beneath the earth.
Illidan was considered a great hero once. I believe he will become one again.
Madness! You would doom us all by freeing the betrayer.
For Kalimdor. For Kalimdor. Induli Reka. I heed the voice of Elune. Someone threatens.
Main quest done.
Illidan, is that you?
Tyrande, it is your voice. After all these ages spent in darkness, your voice is like the pure light of the moon upon my mind.
The Legion has returned, Illidan. Your people have need of you once more.
Because I once cared for you, Tyrande, I will hunt down the demons. But I will never owe our people anything.
Then let us hurry back to the surface. The demon's corruption spreads with every second we waste.
Okay.
It has been an eternity, brother. An eternity spent in darkness.
Illidan, you were sentenced to pay for your sins. Nothing more.
And who are you to judge me? We fought the demons side by side, if you recall.
Enough of this, both of you. What is done is done. My love, with Illidan's help, we will drive the demons back once again and save what is left of our beloved land.
Have you even considered the cost, Tyrande? This betrayer's aid may doom us all before the end. I will have nothing to do with this.
Okay.